Hello again everybody and welcome to a cloudy Zurich, Switzerland, and we're here in the Aegean A320neo with a fly-by-wire mod. And we're going to be heading over to Mykonos today, one of the Greek islands, really nice part of the world, and we're going to be checking out some payware scenery created by 29 Palms, who are also the people behind Contrail, the Contrail web shop. So really good tool. Great little platform as well for all of your add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator, payware add-ons and things. Good morning to who have we got? Tony, Elliot, Alberto. Welcome guys, hope you're well. Tony's just behind this little pier here. William, hello. MPS Gaming, good day to you as well. We've got David. I'm not sure who these folks are here. We've got Tap and somebody else. We've got David down there at Osprey, parked up on stand, and then all the way over there we've got that's Tony, and I think that's David over there with the Aegean. Runway 16, we're going to taxi all the way down there, crossing runway 28, and a couple of hours journey today. Dan, hello. Over to Mykonos. Really nice payware scenery that's recently come out by 29 Palms, so really recommend it. It looks fantastic. And we're going to be giving away a copy to a winner during the live stream today, courtesy of 29 Palms themselves. Ryan, good afternoon. LG, or L Glams, Sasha, hello to you guys. Dan and David, and well, David A and David B, good afternoon to you guys, channel members. Welcome, welcome. Diego, very well, thanks. Hope you're okay as well. So we've got APU on. We can come off external power. Click. Dan, yes, big update day today. So in the next couple of hours, actually, we're expecting Sim Update 5 to arrive for all of you guys. Doctor on board, hi. Very easy taxi route indeed. Yeah, I've got that written down already, actually. November Echo, cross runway 28, and then Echo again, hold Echo 3. Strange bit of thunder in the area. That's the METAR at the moment, variable at 3 knots, cav OK, 22 degrees, QNH 1016. Certainly nothing about thunderstorms. But hey.
Good morning, Swiss 221, starting taxi to holding point runway 34.
So our route today, I'll show you guys Navigraph, just so you can visualise what we're going to be doing today. That's us there, the little magenta arrow. We're going to taxi on November over that runway all the way down to Echo 3, runway 16. We're then going to depart runway 16 on the DEGES 2 Sierra RNAV departure, which looks like this. These charts, by the way, not intended for real world use, simulation use only, with Navigraph. We're going to depart over 2,000 feet, but not before 1 DME from KLO. We're going to then turn, sweeping turn left to intercept the radial of 085 degrees, max 210 knots in the turn, and then flying that outbound RNAV departure to DEGES. We have to be at or above 8,000 by then. But because there's no specific constraints for us to worry about, I've pretty much just smashed the altitude straight up to 37,000 feet, which is our cruise for today. We can change this because the runway's actually changed. We're now on runway 16. With a DEGES 2 Sierra departure, and that's what it looks like in a bit more of a zoomed out position. And then we're going to be flying over parts of northern Italy and then across Dubrovnik and that sort of part of the world, so the Balkans. Over Kefalonia. Actually, not quite. We're going to be going straight over the centre of Greece. Then over Athens, which is just here where the little purple dot is. We're then going to break off past Athens, over the Med, and then descending down into Mykonos. We're expecting a VOR approach runway 34. But en route we'll have a look at all of those options and what we might need to consider on the way in. Nick T, good morning. Jonathan, hello. Peter, good afternoon to you guys as well. Hope you're all okay. El Glams, apparently runway 16 is in use in real world at the moment, so that's why we're using it. Plenty of runways to choose from at Zurich, of course. There's our V1 speed of 130 knots, rotate 131, V2 135, and there's our flight plan in there, up to DEGES at least. Long old route, 2.5-ish hours roughly. Dr. Magic, good morning. Diego's loving the Aegean livery. Yeah, it's fantastic, isn't it? Look at that. Very nice. You can download it on flightsim.to for the A32NX. It is really good, isn't it? Right, without further ado, where's the beacon? Click. Signs are on. We're off external power, APU's on bleed. We're ready.
221 crossing runway 10 on Echo, proceeding to holding point runway 16 via Echo.
So there's someone else using 16 there as well, good stuff. Once we get the engine started and we begin to push back, what I will then do is kick off the giveaway. It's going to be one question. You've got to make sure that you have subscribed before you answer, otherwise Nightbot won't find.
Tango Charlie, stand Alpha 57, push back and start.
Zurich traffic, Aegean 559 at Bravo 37, push and start onto November. I'll break off. Let's get that tug speed going. This is the toolbar pushback mod as well for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Really good. Again, another bit of freeware on flightsim.to.
Traffic, Aegean 490.
Rocking and rolling.
320N, pushing back and starting from India 5.
Rich, good morning to you. See if I can do this. Not so steep a turn.
Zurich traffic, Olympic 546, Bravo 38, push and start.
Shivam, hello. And you're right behind. Awesome. Which one are you? Are you that one there? Engine 1 start. Restart the chrono. Alberto, awesome. Took a flight recently on the A320neo. The simulator's exactly the same, and told the captain that I could fly if he felt ill. Love the confidence. That's great. This is the FSDreamTeam Zurich Airport, Jonathan. Great question, actually. Forgot to mention that. It's a lovely bit of scenery. Mike Black, hello to you. Welcome. Those noises, absolutely awesome. How are we doing? 17%. That's going to give us a veil in a second. There we go. Get rid of that. And ignition mode start. We want flaps. Zurich traffic, Aegean 559, taxiing to hold point Echo 3 runway 16 via November, Echo across runway 28 and Echo. Power set, hi, welcome. Hope you're alright. Yeah, the whir of the engine's fantastic, isn't it?
Swiss 221 lining up and take off on Echo 3 for runway 16.
You know what I did forget? Taxi lights. Every time I set my rudder pedals a certain way, I feel like it's out to get me, or it resets itself. Let's go take off config test. We've just got cabin secure to go. How are you doing, Power Set? Hope you're well. Let's fire off this, start the giveaway then, folks. Let me enable the timer for the question. I've got Nightbot running the giveaway, of course, and you'll be pleased to know it's also got something set up so that every couple of minutes, providing the chat remains active, it will put a little reminder. Where are we going here? Not the inner line, the outer line.
7 Tango Charlie will be taxiing the inner taxiway, then Echo to Echo 3. I'll hold and wait for Aegean 451.
Yeah, Zurich, this has just been updated recently as well, because I updated it today, and I clicked it about a few days ago as well, so it's a very recent update for this that's come through. Right then, so giveaway time. To be in with a chance to win a copy of the 29 Palms brand new scenery for Mykonos, all you need to do is click subscribe, and then you have to answer the following question correctly. And that question is, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? What is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? Pop your answer in the live chat. You only have to mention it once, and the bot will find it, providing you've hit subscribe. Zurich traffic, Aegean 559, crossing runway 28. My rudders are all over the place today. Good grief. Augie, hello. JetKid, we are on the PC version, although later on today the Xbox version will have released, of course, as well. Very exciting. The question you've got to answer.
Zurich traffic, Olympic 546, taxiing runway 16 via Mike and Echo.
What is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? So the ICAO code is a 4-letter, that's Lima Golf Mike Kilo, but what is the 3-letter IATA code? Zurich traffic, Aegean 559, vacated runway 28 and taxiing to Holdpoint Echo 3. Great livery. There's David, I think. There's Tony over in the background. There's an Olympic somewhere as well. Ah, good to see the Nightbot is working as well. Happy days.
Aegean traffic, Aegean 490 is taxiing to Holdpoint Echo 3 for 16 via Foxtrot Echo.
Nice long runway today for us.
Crossing runway 28.
Let's pop those out the belly. We can pop that onto auto. Less to click in a short while. And probably around about now we'll have cabin secure. Let's bring that in to see the turn. Kai, hello. What are my thoughts on Sim Update 5? Really looking forward to that. It's going to be fantastic, isn't it? If the performance improvements that they've promised and everybody's talked about are true, then we're in for a real treat. Gil, the 747 won't fit into Mykonos. The runway's not only narrow, but it's extremely short as well. Peter's Swiss Sky, nice. If you're tuning in for the very first time and taking part in the giveaway, I hope you're enjoying the stream. Stick with us, we do quite a few giveaways. At least once a month we'll do something for you guys watching, the team behind the channel.
Clear of runway 28.
Brett, hi. Right, click. JetKid, it is, isn't it? That's a great way to explain the sim update. It's like Christmas coming early. Performance has been a bit of an issue for a lot of us, hasn't it? So certainly very welcome. A little CRJ in the background as well. I mean, that scenery is fantastic. You get all of that included in this FSDreamTeam Zurich, as well as the stunning scenery around, of course, for your approach. going to use Echo 3 for an intersection departure. We've got a few flying along today. I've got Volantis started as well. Where's the next? Oh, it's Echo 2 all the way at the end. Good grief. Obviously, once Sim Update 5 comes as well, Aerosoft will then be dropping their update, their expansion pack for the CRJ, that 900 and 1000 series. So looking forward to picking that up for you guys as well and doing a few streams with that. Got a couple of awesome real-world routes lined up ready to go as well, like Madrid to Almeria with Air Nostrum in the CRJ 1000.
Zero traffic, Olympic 546, crossing runway 28.
Okay, Command Mozambique Blue. Zero traffic, Aegean 559, lining up via Echo 3, runway 16. That's not the one I want that side. Sounds are particularly good, aren't they? The fly-by-wire aircraft, probably the best sounds I've ever heard in a sim. Very realistic, great little work by Boris, partly one of the fly-by-wire contributors, the developers. Are we almost in line? New boy, it is live weather, yes, but again, the sim seems to be putting in some random things like lightening. Let's see what we can get screenshot-wise here for some of the guys. We'll get one at the end as well, of course. LJC, so I've got my model matching rule set, but I've also been using a program that Philip, one of our channel members, has created called Model Matching Magic. Zurich traffic, Aegean 559, departing runway 16, DEGES 2 Sierra departure, Zurich traffic. Lights on. Start the chrono. Let's reset the view. Get a power brake off. About 40% first. The CRJ, by the way, guys, is still working post-update. So if you've got the Aerosoft CRJ and you're worried about compatibility with certain aircraft, rolling SRS, runway, there's nothing to worry about with the Aerosoft CRJ. A few other mods and things are broken. 80 knots. On a multitask here, land takeoff inhibit mode's on as well, that's good. Ooh. E1, rotate. Chasing the flight director. Zurich traffic, Aegean 559, airborne, passing 2000. Autopilot on. And we want, naturally, this view. How to not... Ooh, I don't think it will anytime soon. Right, we are on our way. There's the mighty Zurich down below.
Zurich traffic, Aegean 490, departing runway 16.
Great scenery. Just watch what's going on with the aircraft. We've got it in the climb gate.
Aircraft Brave 7 Tango Charlie, lining up runway 16.
Get those flaps retracted. Clean the airframe up for the climb. Look at that! Look at that massive storm off in the distance on the horizon there. That's fantastic. That's really cool. And away we go. That's FSDreamTeam Zurich. I think you can pick it up on, I think, Sim Market. I'm not sure if it's available elsewhere. It might be available on the Contrail web shop, I believe. And now we're on our way to Mykonos.
Zurich traffic, EC75, pushback, stand Echo 26.
Never been to Zurich in real life, Dan. Thomas, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay.
Hello, Paul.
Will do.
Harry.
Zurich traffic, Aegean 490 passing.
Steve, they're working on the VNAV still. Let's see how we're doing here. Could probably calm this rate of climb down somewhat, save the engines. Turn that off as well, because we're happy we've gone past that. Ooh, hello. Not sure what I clicked there. We need to disarm the ground spoilers. Well, Sim didn't like that, whatever was going on there.
Tango Charlie passing runway 16.
Just go to an external view a second.
Zurich traffic.
I wonder if it's my Volanta being open.
Runway 16.
Look at that. Wowzers. Don't know if it's to do with the scenery, because I updated that prior to the stream today. Could it be live traffic? Or live weather? Dan, that's awesome. Just go around litter picking. How we're doing? 10,000. Oh, hope I'm not giving the sim too much to deal with here.
Zurich traffic operation.
Bizarre.
Charlie Airborne passing 3,000 feet on the DEGES 2 Sierra.
I'm going to get rid of the chrono because that's counting up forever, so let's just get rid of that. See if that helps. I know it can be that sometimes, doing odd things. Let's see. Look at that for a view. Power set, nice. Yeah, how's the 777 coming on for you guys and your project? Yeah, Thomas, very laggy sim. It's not usually like that. Bizarre, isn't it?
EC75 taxiing to Echo 3 via Charlie and Echo. Zurich traffic.
So at the moment they are working on, Flybywire at least, are working on updates to the flight plan manager, amongst quite a few other things, but the VNAV, or the way that the actual aircraft descends and climbs, is significantly improved compared to what it used to be like, so yeah, they are working away. Taking a lot longer than usual though. Obviously the heavy division 787 has had that for a while. Never been to Geneva either, Diego. Don't forget, if you're tuning in, make sure that you enter the giveaway today for your chance to win a copy of the 29 Palms Mykonos for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Power set, yeah, sure, definitely. That's sounds great. Very much would like a 777 in the sim, it's got to be said. If you've already answered the question for the giveaway, then make sure you answer it again for me, just to be sure that Nightbot's picked up the correct entries, because I'm looking at it and I know a couple of people have mentioned the correct answer so far, yet their entry is missing. So answer the question, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? That's the question you've got to answer today to be in with a chance to win a copy of the 29 Palms scenery. If you've already put an answer into the live chat, please do it again just to be sure. Just to be sure it's gone in. There we go. Okay, it's picking it up properly now. That's always good to see. Thank goodness. Power set, thanks. I'll take a look while we climb out. That sounds good. It's looking like we're going to be using the northern runway at 34 into Mykonos. And don't forget, yeah, as Neil's pointing out there, you want the IATA code. IATA, which is 3 letters. The 4-letter code of Lima Golf Mike Kilo is the ICAO code for Mykonos, but I want to know what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos. Sean, very excited for that actually. Jet Kid, very good, thanks, hope you're okay. Yeah, really looking forward to the sim update coming later today, it's going to be really good. Jet Kid, how did you set up your camera angles plus the free mode? So the camera angles are set to the top of your QWERTY keyboard. You've got 1 to 0. I've gone into the settings for the controls and I've just clicked. What I've set is keybinds for Alt plus 1 all the way across to Alt plus 0 at the top of my keyboard for load custom view 1 to 0. If you want to take a bit of a shortcut once you've set that, go to flightsim.to and search for British AvGeek custom views, and you will find my custom views on there for the A320, the CLJ, the 787. I think that's it for the time being. I'm going to update it soon to include the 747 ones that I did the other day as well, because I set those for the first time just before yesterday's stream of that Salty Sim mod that we flew. Don't forget to give us a like while you're here. Loads of people watching. Press that thumbs up if you're enjoying the stream today. If you've got any questions about anything, fly-by-wire or anything else, then do ask. Do ask away. Somebody asked after departure actually. Let me scroll up and try and find it. Alberto, there we go. You asked, have I got access to the Fenix A320? That's a good question. Not yet. I'm hoping to at some point in the near future. Having had chats with Amir, like the lead dev of Fenix, hoping that I could be considered for the beta version, and I'll be able to bring you guys some great content with that, providing it's not subject to NDA and things. But it's all dependent on non-disclosure agreements and all that sort of stuff. But really looking forward to that Fenix A320 CEO variant. Simulations, have a nice flight. Thank you very much, and I'll be checking out your new scenery over the next few days as well. So looking good so far, I've got to say. Jurassic Lark, hello, hope you're okay. Diego Garcia, welcome on board. And Vityux, welcome to you as well. Thanks for subscribing, guys. Make sure you get your entry in for the prize draw for today's free giveaway. All you've got to be doing is clicking subscribe and then popping your answer in the live chat. And when we land and shut down the engines at Mykonos, we will then draw the winner. And in the meantime, we've got a couple of hours to enjoy. Let's just check what's going on here. It's starting to lose speed, so we'll just go into manage mode. We'll let the aeroplane deal with that itself. What would you recommend for a first VATSIM flight, Dr. Magic? That's a fantastic question. My biggest tip would be use voice if you can. If you've got access to a microphone, a headset or anything like that, then if you use your voice, you'll actually find that it takes a lot of pressure off you, because all you've got to do is press a push to talk button and then just chat away. Whereas if you are flying on VATSIM as text only, you've got to be typing your response to ATC. It can take quite a lot of time. Willie Canuck, hello, welcome. Hope you're okay. Greetings. Jay, hello, bud. It's going alright so far, actually. Odd bit of lag after departure, but we're away from Zurich. We're on our way to Mykonos. We've got one ahead, actually. Up here somewhere, I think, if I've read that correctly. Who knows? 7.5 miles. Not tried the Britain Normandy from black box yet, no. Can we see it? Where's the plane? Seeing things. Thera, hello, welcome. David, weird, you had the same lag and stuttering. Was that with the FSDreamTeam Zurich as well? Dr. Magic, just going back to your question, what I would probably recommend is if you're in the UK, for example, and you've got some good scenery like Edinburgh, EGPH, I'd probably recommend somewhere starting like, small airport like Edinburgh. Just one runway, a couple of taxiways, a couple of stands, and all that does is just make that first ever flight a little bit simpler, because you've only got a couple of departure routings, a couple of stand numbers to think about, a couple of taxiways to think about, just one runway to consider as well. Something like Edinburgh to Bergen, really good. There's some great freeware scenery for Bergen on flightsim.co as well. So you can have some great scenery on both ends. That with the Pyreeg Devco Edinburgh that released just a few days ago. Nityansa, how do you get the VATSIM messages? These, nicely timed, in tips. So when you open vPilot, what you want to do is click Settings, Notifications, and then you've got 5 tick boxes. At the very bottom one says Show Incoming Text Message in Simulator. Just tick that and you're all good. They will pop on. Shara plays, hello to you as well. So there, I'm very good, thanks. Hope you're okay. Direct law error, so no flight plan, Paul. That's fantastic. Just winging it then. Jurassic, there is a Payware Edinburgh, yes. We flew into it a couple of days ago. We did the BA shuttle service from Heathrow. We did a there and back. And it's really very good. So check that live stream out from 2 days ago, I think it was. And you guys will be able to see how good that is there. Fly me around the moon, welcome on board. And don't forget, folks, to be in with a chance to win a copy of the 29 Palms Mykonos for Microsoft Flight Simulator. You've just got to answer the question, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? And if you forget, every couple of minutes, Nightbot will put a reminder of the question into the live chat for you guys as well. You've got to make sure you subscribe beforehand. All the terms and conditions are in the description for today's live stream as well. And of course, by entering, you agree to those terms and conditions and adhere at all times to the YouTube community guidelines and terms of service. Great little payware for Southampton as well. Ah, is that the Orbeck Southampton? Sasha, yes, I do indeed. Oh, Dr. Magic, I keep the radio effects, definitely. Absolutely keep those radio effects. Makes it a little bit more immersive. Let's have a little look here. Yeah, I've left that unticked. The Gherkenbaum, hello. So when will we draw a winner? It will be at the end of the stream when we've parked up on stand at Mykonos and the engines are shut down. We'll then draw a winner at some point after that. Whoever wins the live stream giveaway, of course, you've got 24 hours to contact me. But if you can claim it straight away, I can get it sent to you straight away as well. There's a code then, and effectively that could be your first flight with the new Sim Update 5. So while you guys will be updating in the next couple of hours, you can also be downloading that Mykonos scenery via the Contrail web shop. So very good. You can email me as well on britishavgeek1@gmail.com. It's the official channel email address to claim your prize, or you can direct message me on Discord, and once we've verified you're the winner, I'll give you the code. How long is the flight, Sasha? About 2 hours or so, but we've been going for about 15 minutes, so just short of that now, I think. The ETA is at the top of your screen. The Gherkenbaum, thanks, by the way, love your tutorials, good to hear. If you think I might have missed any, if there's anything you'd like to see on a tutorial, then just let me know, and I can at some point get round to it. I can add it onto the list of things to do. Got a couple of things to do over the next week or so as well, actually. I've got a bit of a backlog of content, which is always good for you guys. How many entries have we got so far? Only 36. Peter, engine problems. Are you struggling to climb by any chance? Jandeep, welcome on board. If you're struggling to climb, Peter, have a little look at your temperatures down here. At the moment, for some reason, they can be really high up with real world weather or live weather in the sim. So it could be like 50 degrees Celsius, plus 50 degrees Celsius at 37,000 feet, and it warps the engine performance. Jurassic, there is indeed, yeah. Really excited about that. It's been yeah, I've been doing tutorials for Fly UK Virtual Airlines for a little while now. I've not done any for a little while though. Oh, you know what I've forgotten? Standard pressure. Whoops. Not starting, Peter. That's not good. Cythera, AvGeek's tutorials are one of the best out there for Microsoft Flight Simulator. That's really nice to hear. I'm glad you think so. UNM Senna. Scenery's insane. Can't wait to see what it's like on Xbox. And actually, there's not long to wait, is there? Couple of hours now, and it will be releasing on Xbox as well as Sim Update 5 coming to us too on PC. Uh, 14,000 chasing hard. That's a good point, Sean. Yeah, check APU bleed, make sure if it's on, Peter. See if it's on or off. Hopefully it's switched off, along with your APU. Dan S, do you know if there's an exact time for the release of the Sim update? Around about 4 o'clock UK time, they've said. At least that's when officially the Xbox version is releasing. I think it's there safe to say at that point Sim Update 5 should start to trickle through to us as well at that point, I think. Dan, oh that's mad. Rumoured to be adding A380 next year to their fleet. If they can time that in conjunction with the Flybywire A380, which will be coming potentially next year, if hopefully, that would be quite good. Two more hours till release, indeed. So round about the time that we're arriving in Mykonos, actually, you guys, if you're at your computers, you'll be able to bump that in as well. Federico, Geek just flew from Athens to Zurich, and it was cool to see Zurich in the sim. Waiting for the Gaia Sims version, but the FSD T1 is very nice. Yeah, Gaia have been making theirs for a little while now, hasn't it? Or haven't they, I should say. Gonna be quite cool. I'm looking forward to seeing what the next world update coming around the end of August time, which is going to be Germany, Austria, Switzerland, I believe. It's going to be really interesting to see what scenery drops around then. That's going to be quite cool. And, yeah, Gaia are making Stansted as well. If that comes just prior to PMDG's 737 release, that's going to be really popular. And I'm still waiting for Pilot Plus's Bristol as well, that's going to be cool. Jonas, what do you think of the Salty 747 mod? Hopefully you saw the stream yesterday. But if not, really enjoyed it. It's been a long time coming. Yeah, UNM. Thanks very much. Hype indeed. There's a lot of hype around today, actually. A lot of hype for this new update. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm hoping I can smash all my settings to Ultra. There's the delay. Cheers for your super chat, UNM Senna 94. Ooh, Australia and New Zealand would be a fantastic world update next, wouldn't it? I'd like to see Greece, the Greek islands, but I think Spain probably could do with a bit of work. Maybe, I wonder if perhaps next will be something like Spain, Italy and Portugal. Going back to your question, Jonas, about the Salty 747 mod, really enjoying it. It can now do automatic holds, similar to the Heavy Division 787. It's got a working flight plan manager as well, so it can do quite a lot of cool stuff inside the FMS. More so than the Flybywire A32NX, although it pains me to say. But yeah, they've got some really good features in that now. Big tip from yesterday's stream. Same with the 787 actually, just to try and kill that ground float just before you touch down. Don't go to full flaps on approach, use, if for example max is 30, use 25. And it just gives you a little bit less float for touchdown, which is cool. Jonathan, I bet you are. Do we know what scenery is going to be included in World Update 6? Yeah, I think it's important, as Jurassic's saying there, I think it'd be quite good for Sobo and that to move away from Europe for a world update. Because there's been a lot of focus, hasn't there? We had France, Netherlands and Belgium, I think it was. We've had UK, we've got Germany, Austria and Switzerland coming next. So I think it's probably, oh, and the Nordics as well. So I think it's worth moving away to another part of the world. Perhaps the Far East will be nice, or as Jurassic said there, Australia, New Zealand would be great. And maybe with a little bit of like Fiji and things built into. MPS Gaming, wish they could update airport stands. It's a mess, it is. You start from many gates one direction at the aeroplane to the gate. Yeah, Berlin, Tegel was one of those with the default scenery. You started back to front. And quite difficult to push back with that as well. How are we doing here? High level cloud. How long for the update? A couple of hours, hopefully. Jonas, yeah, the Heavy Division 787 is a little bit more advanced than Salty's 747, but it's certainly usable now. That 747 is certainly something we can enjoy on VATSIM, which is always nice to say. I've not used it in around 8 to 9 months, I think it is, off the top of my head. %, N1, madness. If you're tuning in and you're wondering what's going on, how to enter the giveaway and things, then make sure you hit subscribe. Give us a like as well while you're watching in the background, enjoying the content hopefully. And once you've hit subscribe, all you've got to do is answer the question: what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos Airports? Sonderling, the giveaway's not ended, no. We'll keep the entry open all the way through to touchdown and shutdown in Mykonos. So we've got some way to go yet. We're almost a quarter of the way through the flight. Lots of opportunity for people to enter. You've got to be in it to win it, as they say. MPS Gaming, your home airport ESGG is very bad. You've got Orbeck scenery, it's good, but don't like the static aeroplanes yet. I completely agree with you there, actually. The Gothenburg scenery by Orbex is really overdone on the statics, isn't it? And they're all positioned at gates that you use if you fly in on VATSIM, which makes it a bit difficult to use. Jonathan, not sure if they said what scenery they're going to do, but for Switzerland, I'd imagine Geneva. Yeah, Geneva's actually pretty rubbish, isn't it? The default version. So hopefully that's been given a bit of love. Zurich, Bern will be done, probably Saint-Guyenne as well. Peter, what does W/F off mean? Wind shear. So you want to turn that to auto. It's your predictive wind shear. And then it will clear that memo. Ian, where do you enter? All you've got to do is pop your answer into the live chat, as Sonderling is asking as well. So once you've hit subscribe, you should then be able to type your answer into the live chat to be in with a chance to win. All the terms and conditions are in the description for the stream, so do read those before you guys enter. And look at that for timing. Nightbot's just popped the question in there as well. The question is, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? And all you got to do is pop your answer into the live chat. MPS Gaming, yeah, there is quite a few things, quite a few mods and aircraft that are broken with the sim update that's about to drop later today. But what I can say is Aerosoft have put out on their forums to say that their CRJ for MSFS is working fine. It's already compatible with the update, which is great news. So for those of us who have got the CRJ, you guys will still be able to enjoy a flight straight away, I think. I know the A32NX might need an update, as will Heavy Division 787 and the Salty Sim 747, so they're all going to be a little bit broke after the update today. But that's something that we've come to expect. Come update day, it's usually what happens, isn't it? Jonas did nice VNAV descent with the Heavy Division 787 and met all the altitude constraints. That's awesome. Very nice plane, completely agree. Red Wing scenery. Didn't know that was a thing. Sad to hear that the DC6 is a little bit broken as well, but though I think they're doing some very complex things with how they're working the radial engines within the simulation. Thava Sim Update 5 should be a little way away. A couple of hours now, 2 hours and 10 minutes by the looks of it. That's when the official Xbox release is going to be, and I think they're going to try and stick to those timings today, hopefully. Ian W, are we entered? I think we are, yeah. Let me check the list. Indeed. You've got to make sure, guys, you stay subscribed as well. Otherwise, Nightbot will remove your entry. So do stick with your subscription to the channel, of course. We do loads of giveaways. Only 45 entries so far. Willie Canuck, yeah, if this performance update does the trick, it's happy days for the pending DirectX 12 update. Yeah, that's going to be great, isn't it? Really looking forward to that. But again, it's, yeah, whether or not they pull it off is another matter entirely, isn't it? AK-47 doing his last flight before Sim Update 5. Hopefully you'll be able to go straight into another one as well, so... If you've got the Aerosoft CRJ, I think you guys are going to be okay by the sounds of the Aerosoft forums. And of course it will mean that Aerosoft will be soon releasing
Managed
their CRJ 900.
to get a flight plan and in the air. Short hop to Venice.
Paul, nice. Short hop to Venice, awesome. I'm assuming you started at Zurich, and thanks very much for your generous tip as well. Really kind of you. Thanks for your donation. UNM Senna says it's felt like a lifetime waiting for this to come out on Xbox. It's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Personally, I probably won't use it on Xbox. I've got an Xbox One, but I haven't turned that on for about 7 months. Was it Red Dead Redemption? The last one of those? I think that's what I used last. Last time I used the Xbox. Ian, how will you know if we win? You've got to watch the end of the stream. I'm going to draw a winner during the live stream towards the end, once we arrive at Mykonos. And then whoever gets drawn as the winner, you've got to either contact me directly on Discord, via our Discord servers, probably the easiest way, or email on britishAvGeek1@gmail.com. And I'll get the code sorted out for you nice and quick. The ETA should be at the top of your screen as well, Ian. So ETA 1427Z. So we've got 2 hours or so, I think, roughly left. Cooper, anyone know when the new Flybywire A32NX update is coming out? Not sure, actually. It's a difficult one to answer. They're all waiting for the sim update to release. Once people have updated those, they're going to be working to push any patches for anything that might not be working properly. So it could take a bit of time. Each patch will have to be QA tested by the QA team within Flybywire as well. As Sathir is saying there, they're claiming for this sim update 5 up to 60% performance increase, which is huge. But it can vary depending on what system you've got. So I think those of you with higher end systems, you might not notice as much of a difference than those of us with a lower end or mid-range system. So I think us lot with a mid-range and below are going to see a massive increase in performance, hopefully. I'd like to hope anyway. Yeah, the Xbox release is really hyped, Willie Canuck. Lots of people looking forward to that. A couple of guys in the live chat here, by the looks of it as well, really looking forward to the Xbox release. It's going to be fantastic for VR. I think I've read somewhere that it's locked at 60 frames per second and locked at 4K, which is really cool. Very, very good. So with that in mind, I think that's probably added to the positivity with the performance promises for this update that we're going to get on PC as well. Sean Duff, is it coming out for Xbox One or just Xbox X or S? That's a great question. It's only coming out for the Xbox X and the Xbox S. It's not coming out for the Xbox One. So if you've got an Xbox One, you won't be able to get Microsoft Flight Simulator on Xbox. From what I've heard and read, you'll need Xbox X or Xbox S. Hendrik, how to enter the giveaway? All you've got to do is answer the question, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? Before you answer, make sure you hit subscribe, stay subscribed all the way through, and pop your answer into the live chat, that 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos. Ruben's asking a tough question there, is the Just Flight Palmer better than Just Sim Palmer? I've seen both. Performance-wise, I think they're pretty much equal. The Just Flight Palmer, the one that we had the early access sneak preview, sort of exclusive preview yesterday during the live stream, it looks fantastic. The glass looks very good, texturing. It looks really good at night time as well, because after the stream I was having a bit of play with sunset, night time and all that sort of stuff. Very, very nice. The Gherkenbaum, what system spec do you have, out of curiosity? I'll put mine in the live chat with the command specs, and you guys will be able to see what I've got. And I've got my sim locked at 35 frames per second, so I think we're going to be able to push that. I'm hoping I can push that nearer towards 60 and whack everything onto Ultra, and then work back and see what happens. Diane, that's the 4-letter ICAO code for Mykonos. What I need is the 3-letter IATA code. It's going to be interesting to see how they run multiplayer and things like that on the Xbox system. I'm expecting the Microsoft Flight Simulator multiplayer servers to be absolutely packed full and busy tonight. I know Aerosoft are looking to release their Twin Otter on the Xbox version. Paul, yes. Whoops. Little typo there. It's literally the opposite end of the keyboard as well. Cythera, how can you lock your frames? So Ashley, one of our channel members, gave me a bit of advice a little while ago, and I did it through the NVIDIA Control Center. Is it NVIDIA Control Center or Control Panel? I set a max frame rate of 35 specifically for Microsoft Flight Simulator. It just helps things stay a bit buttery smooth. Oh wow, the Gherkenbaum, yeah, you've got a great system then. You play at 4K, that's pretty good. I play at 1080p, just because I'm streaming and everything as well. A lot of system resources get used up elsewhere, so I've had to sort of spare bits. I'm hoping I can whack mine up towards 4K after tonight. Hendrick's asking, do I have any information on the progress for the A380? It's a little bit non-disclosure, but there is progress being made. Some good progress being made, actually, to be fair. But lots of work to do with the A380 from Flybywire. So I wouldn't anticipate a release until perhaps maybe middle of next year, if I wanted to throw a guess out there. Roland, hello. Had a really good flight in the 787 Heavy Division flight this morning. Was hoping for a repeat performance this evening, but sounds like it might not happen with the update. Yeah, sadly not. Komi, the developer, is literally one guy at heavy division for that project, doing the 787 mod. He is aware that it's not going to work with Sim Update 5. A couple of us that are actually beta testers or QA testers for heavy division. One of the chaps is actually in the beta program for Sim Update 5, and he said it doesn't work. So Comey's ready. He's expecting him to, he's expecting to have to make lots of tweaks and changes and improvements. It might take a few days though. Sasha, awesome. Welcome back. Yeah, the A380 is exceptionally complex. They're trying to think and plan ahead to code in things like brake to vacate and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, and there's a lot of work required in those, as well as the modelling itself. The modelling is taking a very long time, just because of how big the aircraft is, and they want to make it look as accurate as possible. To cook about, yeah, that's bizarre. Frames are a bit better with Ultra on your system. Not sure why that would be. I wish there was a program that you could run alongside or within the sim perhaps that would tell you exactly what settings it recommended specific to your system to get the most frames and best quality out of it. Yeah, if they had something like that, it'd be quite good. Perhaps that's something somebody could create. Vimvoca is the multiplayer cross-platform, could be quite entertaining to watch tonight. I think it might be. I think that it's all connected via the Xbox multiplayer servers. So I'm not sure. We'll find out, because we'll see. we'll see A320s doing the loops and barrel rolls over Heathrow. I think we'll probably work out there on Xbox. VATSIM though, no problem at all. That's going to be PC only, at least for the near future. Not quite sure how they would do that on VATSIM if they were to make that a thing. How many entries have we got so far? Only 60 entries, so 1 in 60 chance of winning. Leonardo, nice route, thanks. Sean, you'd like to think, wouldn't you? That would be quite good, wouldn't it, if they'd have thought that far ahead, perhaps. Everybody's system is very different. Ben, am I excited for the Phoenix A320? Not sure how excited I am, considering the Flybywire A32NX is so good and free. That's a good question. Yeah, the Flybywire A32NX is fantastic in its own right. It's freeware. It's improved the A320 quite considerably. It's kind of pushed the sim forwards for quite a while. A couple of months now, they've been really pushing and pushing and making some really good progress. But I think the Phoenix Sim A320 will just completely blow it out the water. Mokid, Flybywire, will it be available on Xbox, and when? It will already be available on Xbox, I believe, on release. Effectively, the way you're going to have to download add-ons for the Xbox version is all through the marketplace. And Flybywire, of course, have got their Marketplace Edition stable version on the MSFS marketplace. So you can download that. I'm not sure if it would work or how it works, but you can download that onto your Xbox, I guess. I'm not sure. Well, I guess you'll be able to find out later today. Sean, hello, welcome. Yeah, as Chris was saying there, I don't think any serious simmers use the MS multiplayer networks. The built-in multiplayer already is the Wild West. It is, isn't it? It is usually madness on there anyway. I only ever fly on VATSIM personally. Unless we do some group flying VFR, then I use Join FS, which is really good and free. Captain X, hello to you, hope you're okay. Stubbs, new to MSFS and VATSIM, you're the first person I've seen streaming live and you popped up in my recommended. Awesome. Still terribly nervous to do my first call out on the network, but I'll get comfy soon. That's good to hear, Stubbs. Hopefully you've seen my VATSIM tutorials on the channel. But if not, check those out. I can get you the links to the playlist if you wish. But also, just to try and help that a little bit more, keep an eye on the live chat. I'll put the link in there for you. I've created a load of PDF documents just to give people an example conversation of how to get your clearance on VATSIM and a few other things, including like an oceanic crib sheet. I'll pop that in the live chat. Hopefully you guys can see, make use of those PDFs. There's quite a few. But do check out my VATSIM tutorial videos as well. That will really help you get started then. But as William's saying there, don't be too nervous pressing that push to talk button, because we all have gone through that same thing, and I can promise you it is easier to use voice than it is text on VATSIM. Mokid, does Navigraph connect on Xbox? I'm going to say no, but I'm really not sure. I don't want to give you the wrong information. I'm really not sure about that one. I think anything that is a third-party add-on that you have to run outside the sim, like Navigraph, I think will be won't necessarily work on Xbox, at least to begin with. MPS Gaming's waiting for the PMDG 737. Likewise, yeah, really looking forward to that actually. Christian, hello to you. Yeah, the fixed spec, as Willie Canuck's saying there, the Xbox version of MSFS, it's probably made it a lot easier for Asobo to develop, just because it is, you can't change any of the settings. It is a fixed settings, and 60 frames, 4K. You can't change it. Stubbs, awesome, subscribed, welcome to the channel. Don't forget guys to enter the giveaway. Jurassic uses the ground call sheet every time, good to hear. If you want me to pop that in every now and again in the live chat, do let me know, and you just remind me, and I'll put the link back in every few times, maybe every 10 minutes or so. Ben, yeah, we're still open for the giveaway. We're going to have the giveaway entry period open all the way through to touchdown into Mykonos. We're expecting a really nice VOR approach as well, unless the weather changes. If the weather changes to the southern runway, we'll be doing a circle to land, which is yeah, one of my favourites. If you want to learn how to do some funky landings, approach procedures like circle to land approaches into Innsbruck for example, or Samos, then I've got loads of tutorials on the channel for that as well, for those of you who might have been for the very first time discovering the channel. And if you are, as Stubbs has done, come and say hi in the live chat. Stubbs, you're also saying there you've got vPilot on, tuned into ground before, but anxious when dealing with pretty much real ATC controllers. That's natural. What I would probably say is yeah, if you're feeling a little bit worried, and in a couple of weeks' time you're still unsure, and you've not quite pressed that push to talk button yet to do it real, keep an eye out on the channel for when we do the controller days, because I'm a ground controller with VATSIM as well, and every now and again, I try and do it once a month, I will host a controller session with clearance delivery, myself as ground, we'll have a tower controller and maybe approach on for an airport. It's usually either Birmingham or Manchester, but the next time I do it I'm going to do Edinburgh, just to really sort of like show off that new Edinburgh scenery. Mark, nice one, been a member for 5 months now. Thanks very much for your ongoing support and your channel membership. So Stubbs, you can always join us when we do those controller days. We have about 200 to 300 aircraft fly, and loads of them are new to VATSIM as well, doing their first ever full flight. So you're more than welcome to throw in there and join us on the day. Callum saw all the aircraft on VATSPY in front of me and guessed it was going to be me on the way to London to Cairo. That's a nice little route. I've not done Cairo yet, but I think off the top of my head that's MSFS Sobo handmade, isn't it? I believe. Stubbs is about to board a real-life flight to Denver in a few hours. Nice. Is that a transcontinental in the US, or are you going maybe from like Heathrow or something? UNM Senna was asking, do I use a joystick or a yoke? That's a big question. I've got a Thrustmaster T-Flight HOTAS X full flight kit. So it's a stick, throttle, and I've got rudders as well. Hey, UNM Senna, welcome on board. Bronze frequent flyer, thanks for joining. Jet Kid Craft saves the day, definitely. And you know, once you've got used to transmitting on VATSIM and doing the ATC stuff, you'll just pick up your own little flow of doing things as well. Stubbs, don't worry about messing anything up. You know, everybody does. I buggered something up big time a few days ago, actually. In fact, I made a mess of things for the first half an hour of controlling the other week, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. You know, we all expect mistakes. We all make mistakes. Providing you can fly the aircraft that you're going to be using on VATSIM, and you can fly it in most scenarios. Just refresh that because I'm hovering about 80 foot below cruise at the moment for some reason. Providing you know how to control the aircraft, and then you've learned some of the basic phraseology, yeah, you're pretty much set to go. Cooper's just started on VATSIM today. The PDFs will help. Cheers, you're very welcome. Norbert was asking, have I heard anything about the CRJ 900 and 1000? Yeah, so I was reading through the Aerosoft forums the other day. Brilliant question. I kind of expected it a month ago, so I've been reading through the forums, keeping up to date and things, and they, Mattis has basically said that they're waiting for Sim Update 5 to release, which is in less than 2 hours today, potentially. And from there, they're going to then release the CRJ 900 and 1000 at some point after the update. So we're all ready to go for it. Certainly looking forward to it. The CRJ 900 especially is a popular one. And Air Nostrum with those Madrid to Almeria flights in the CRJ 1000, for example. I'll be doing a few of those as well. That's going to be quite interesting. Yeah, Christopher there, as he's saying, the biggest issue I run into requesting clearance is the SID name. So often there are like 3 with similar names, and some ATC have heavy accents. Yeah, that's a good point. And if you're getting confused or you're not quite sure, you can just ask for it to be repeated by text, and they will very quickly type it out, text answer to you as well. Stefan, first time I've seen the channel, it's great. Got a lot of things to catch up with. Awesome, welcome. Glad to hear you're enjoying the channel. Make sure as well you've entered the giveaway today. Don't forget we're giving away a copy of the 29 Palms Mykonos. We're right on the edge of this cloud at the moment. And Daniel Deutsch, hello as well. First time seeing the channel. Looking good. How often do I stream? I try and do 2 to 3 a week, and then within that, in between those, a couple of videos perhaps as well. Venvoca, Edinburgh always has really chill controllers. Yeah, it's a great place to start for a first VATSIM flight. Let's get a bit of an external view here. See if we've got any contrails through the clouds. Great livery for this Aegean A32NX. There's a couple of contrails. Luke Hay, been following your videos since before I even bought MSFS. Awesome. Love that dedication. Uh, 30 hours experience getting the hang of VATSIM. That's great to hear as well. Nice stuff. Started my round the world tour in the A32NX. Brilliant. Where did you start, and where are you going to be heading to next? Quite a few people seem to be doing around the worlds at the moment. Sounds awesome. Great sim for it. Aderoni, the only thing I get is model matching. Didn't find matching aircraft area in VATSIM. Do I know why? So effectively, sometimes you'll get the errors, but if you type in the chat box on VATSIM.aircraft, you'll see if it's still displaying it correctly or not. Nick, hello to you. Stubbs got a layover at Denver back to Connecticut in Atlanta. Yeah, Hendrik, Frankfurt in Microsoft Flight Simulator is a little disappointing, isn't it? It's missing all of the textures and everything else. Mitsu, Sim Update 5 hasn't launched yet, not just yet. A couple of hours, just less than 2 hours to go, we think. Certainly the Xbox is officially releasing for Microsoft Flight Simulator in less than 2 hours time, so I'd imagine it's going to coincide with that. Daniel Deutsch is asking, am I a real life pilot? Not anymore. I used to be a light aircraft instructor years back, but not done it for a very, very long time. Well over 10 years since I last flew properly. Returning. M-Satric, hello, hope you're well. Ryan E, good afternoon. Literally smashing the chat, playing catch up here. Matthew, hello to you as one of our channel members as well. Welcome back, hope you're okay. Stefan, quite new to VATSIM. The one thing I keep struggling with is the names of direct points, the frequency change and the taxi readback. Any tips? So taxi readback, let's have a look. So say for example your ATIS information, in fact I can use GIRIS, so let me show you Navigraph. There we go. So we started there, Bravo 37, and we know that from the charts we're going to push back onto November. We've got link 2, then we can see Echo and Foxtrot, and we know as well that with the weather we were going to use runway 16. So you can kind of look at your position here on the charts and go, right, so we're going to come out of November onto Echo. To get to runway 16, we've got to cross runway 28 at Echo, and then stay on Echo all the way, and because it's a really long runway, we could take off at Echo 3 with our performance. So with that in mind, you can kind of write down a predicted route. I've always got a pen and paper with me if I'm on VATSIM, so I can just scribble everything down as I go. So for me, I knew that we were going to go November, Echo, cross runway 28, and then all the way down Echo to Echo 3, hold point for runway 16. And you can kind of predict that's going to happen before you get there. Same for Mykonos. You're departing Mykonos, it's nice and easy, because it's a tiny airport. Runway is only 1,902 metres and there's only 7 stands. So in this instance, you're either going to hold at Alpha 1, or you're going to hold at Alpha 2, which are there, and you have to backtrack. So in this instance, if we were departing Mykonos, it would be, we're going to expect runway 34 for example, so if we were going to depart 34, it would be taxi to hold point Alpha 2, runway 34, and that's it. And then the next thing after that would be clear to backtrack runway 34, or it might be via Alpha 2, backtrack runway 34, report ready for departure, and then we'll get cleared for takeoff straight away as well, because if we're on the runway no one else can land. So as long as you've got the charts, you can kind of look through and perhaps predict what you might have to, where you might have to go for your taxi route. So hopefully that helps. Direct points, it's always a tricky one for me as well, to be fair. When I'm getting a direct 2, I'll quickly look through my flight plan in the MCDU So I'll look at where I'm going. If I can't see them there, very quickly I'll go into my legs and I'll flick down to find it. And if they've got a heavy accent, just ask them to send it in text. What was the other question? Frequency changes. So just leave the vPilot window open on the second screen if you've got a second screen, and you can see the different frequencies you might need, and have one tuned and have the next one on standby ready to go. Hendrik's got Simwings Hamburg. I've got the Just Sim Hamburg actually, but I think the Simwings one, from what I've heard, is a lot better. Matthew, yeah, back in the day, about a year ago, when yourself and William, a few others were watching in the early days, Christopher as well. Yeah, the channel was tiny, wasn't it? 8-9 months ago. We've expanded rapidly with the community behind the channel. It's great. And of course it means that we can bring more giveaways as well over time. So I always do at least one giveaway a month just to give back to you guys watching, to show my appreciation. Dan's just booked the BA shuttle to Inverness for a trip up there in a few weeks. Would I consider doing that as a live stream route, Heathrow to Inverness? Yeah, is there any scenery for Inverness actually? But yeah, I could definitely do that. I do like a BA shuttle service. Oh, let's play catch up again here. Let's. We've got Ghost, hello, welcome, and Lively, welcome to you as well, buddy. Hope you're well. And Max, Chewy's confirmed yesterday PC update at 4 PM. So, Asobo, Microsoft put out a real strict timeline actually for when the Xbox release for Microsoft Flight Simulator is coming, and for us in the UK that is 4 PM. So I think it'd be logical to suggest that the Sim Update 5 is releasing for PC users at the same time. So if he's confirmed that as well, that's always good. Sam's right, on VATSIM, do you decide the star and runway, or do ATC provide it at some stage? Very difficult to sort of work out. If you've got ATC online, you can read the ATIS information. What have we got nearby here? So we've got LIRF ATIS. So let me show you. If we were flying into LIRF, wherever that is, without checking, ATIS, LIRF, format for printer, send. You can look at things like the METAR, and you can say, right, LGMK 020 at 17 knots. So we're going to be landing runway 34 into Mykonos, with a slight crosswind of maybe 5-6 knots. 30 degrees Celsius. Wow, that's hot. In a second though, whoops, where we got? There we go. There's the printer, and this is the ATIS information via VATSIM for LIRF, because they've got delivery, ground and approach online there at the moment. So we can read through that, and the ATIS information on VATSIM will tell you lots of stuff like expect ILS approach arrival runway 16 left and runway 16 right. So there's two options. We don't know which one we're going to get, but if we're flying in from the north, we can look at the waypoints that we're using, and that final waypoint on SimBrief is usually a transition into a star. But on occasion, you will select one, and then approach will give you something else, and it makes a bit of a mess sometimes. But yeah, all you can do is try your best. That's a great question, though. What other questions have we got? Gherkenbaum, can't wait for the Phoenix liveries. The A320 Phoenix Sim, given that they've said they've got 200 plus, it's going to be great, isn't it? Nabil, have I flown to India? I have. A couple of times I've flown it in the sim, but I've never flown in real life. Yeah, it's correct aircraft, but I see it as a default A330 aircraft. Hey Deroni, that's bizarre. I'm not really sure without seeing your setup actually. Hopefully you've heard of a program called Model Matching Magic. It's on flightsim.to. I've done a tutorial showing people how to use it. Give that a little go and see what you can come up with. Bear in mind that sometimes it just won't work because we don't have a specific set package for model matching yet. De Gerkenbaum, my friend flew to Frankfurt last week in MSFS and asked me if it's really that depressing looking as it is in the sim. Yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? Luke's done Luton to Geneva to CTA to Rhodes to Cairo, RUH, Dubai next, perhaps this evening. Oh, we're zigzagging all over the place. That's awesome. Yeah, don't forget to give us a little like while you're here, guys, if you're enjoying the stream, and if you've not entered the competition yet to win a copy of the 29 Palms Mykonos, don't forget to get your answer in for that. Willie shares the same advice that I give out all the time, actually. Great tip. If you're getting started on VATSIM, always have that pen and paper to hand. So you guys that watch regularly will know I always go on about having a pen and paper nearby when you're simming on VATSIM. And for me, I've already, even though we've been on Unicom, I've scribbled down my taxi route, the stand that I'm at, my call sign, the runway, and the departure that I used out of Zurich. So I pretty much will fill a little notepad page, or at least half of one, every single flight on VATSIM, and that's even just with Unicom. And again, as Poseidon's saying there as well, that's another good tip. Don't worry about making loads of mistakes or getting confused. You know, if you run into big bugs, like at the moment, that horrendous bug with the Flybywire mod, where you can do a direct to and it'll wipe the entire flight plan. If you get that, just set your heading mode by clicking that and deal with it. Or just make an excuse to the controller and just disconnect. If it goes really wrong, don't be worried about just disconnecting. Cooper, what chart system do I use? Is it freeware? So I use Navigraph. It's a paid subscription. It's about £80 for an entire year, but it includes all the charts, and it also some of the charts can have a moving map on there, so you get a little blip to show you where you are in relation to the map, which is quite useful. But you also get nav data, which you can install into the sim. So Navigraph is very good if you can afford to pay for that whole year up front. Works out a bit cheaper than the monthly plan that they do. But otherwise, you can use ChartFox, chartfox.org. They're free charts, a different format to what I've been showing you guys today, but they still give you the same information, just in a slightly different way. Stefan, thanks very much. Definitely will try to look up the charts and approximate a route. Didn't expect such a great response. Thank you again. No problem at all. We've all got to start somewhere. Callum is a payware Inverness. Oh, that's UK 2000, isn't it? I'm not paying £20 for that. I know from that they've left the default runway in place apparently. Jurassic, I think it was the VATSIM tutorials, to be honest. Loads of people wanting to get into it, not many decent recent tutorials. Yeah, hopefully that's pulled quite a few people into the channel. Yeah, if more people are enjoying VATSIM because of the tutorials that we've done here, then that's always a good thing. And when VATSIM's busy, it's nice. Now we've got TCAS working as well. We can see a merry little line of people behind us. It's always nice to make an airport feel busy. Roland, all I've managed to do on VATSIM is ask for a radio check so far. Right, check the live chat. You've reminded me. I'll put the link to the free PDFs that I've made. So watch my video tutorials for how to get started on VATSIM, but also when you fly, download all these tutorials that I'm about to link in the live chat for you guys. And just use them as you wish. Hopefully you find them really useful. There's an example conversation in there. There's a load of radio telephony, a breakdown of all the phonetics, so Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, all that stuff. There's lots to sink your teeth into there. Matthew's not flown on VATSIM in almost 3 to 4 months. Good grief. Mackie Simulations, hello to you as well. Hope you're well. Nice to see you've got some progress going on with your third airport, although obviously we can't discuss it, but it's looking fantastic so far. Christopher, what decided which routes I flew as crew? So we had a bidding system. We had a certain each month basically within this bidding system we had points allocated to us, and we had to put in, depending on what we had to find a route that we wanted to do. So for me, I always requested Heathrow to Tokyo, love Tokyo, and I also always requested Heathrow to Hamburg. They were my two biggest routes that I requested the most. So one short haul, one long haul, and I allocated the most amount of points to them. But it was a bit of a weird system. So if you allocated a very small amount of points, that was for a route you didn't want. It was quite complex. So there was a couple of things I really didn't enjoy, like Abuja, things like that. So I didn't request those. I put a very low proportion of points there, but sometimes it would just give you those anyway, and it'd give you 4 of the ones you didn't want. Have FedEx indicated how much their A320 is likely to cost? That's a good question. They've said it's affordable. It's going to be affordable, they've said, so not really sure. We're at the halfway point. I think maybe in the region of £50 to £100, roughly. LJC's followed my tutorial on model matching magic, that program, freeware program. It was actually created by one of our channel members, and we were testing it inside our Discord server for about a month prior to release. So yeah, really good bit of freeware program to create a custom VMR there. Glad you found that the tutorial was helpful though, and you can enjoy model matching for once. Just bear in mind that you will still get some issues with it at times. There's sadly nothing we can do about that until we get a proper package designed for model matching. Christian Sifus with the custom Flybywire LNAV VNAV in testing phase now. Really looking forward to next week's, when there's possible release with the potential frames per second boost of today's sim update. Yeah, the sim is almost 1 year old. There we go. Philip McCarley. He's in the live chat, guys. That's the creator of Model Matching Magic, which you can download on flightsim.to. And it's really good. Hugh's asking, how do you work out Barrow from the charts? Great question. We'll look at Mykonos, seeing as that's where we're going. We're expecting VOR. What we got here? We've got the Zulu, and we've got the Yankee, which is a VOR DME arc. Might do that one. So if we did the Yankee, you can see there we've got initial approach on the charts, and it also says final approach on the charts. So there's actually 2 charts for the VOR Yankee. So this is the beginning of it. We'd fly a 12 DME arc to line up for the runway for 3-4 with that approach, and it all feeds into this little point here, as you can see, at about 11 DME. And then you've got final approach charts. And because it's a VOR approach, the minimums are always a lot higher up, because it's a less precise approach than something like an ILS, which is a real good precision instrument approach. And because of that, our decision height in Barrow is in bold 1,200 feet. So in the MCDU and the Airbus, in the Barrow section for the missed approach decision heights, I would type in 1,200. The DH, which is RAD, is 811. So that's what the brackets is. That's our radio altimeter RAD out display for our missed approach. CDFA means that they've added on 50 feet extra for minimums to initiate that go around. So if it doesn't have CDFA and it had 150, we would have to add 50 feet to take into account that when we decide to go around and we apply throttle, we're still descending, and we're pulling the aeroplane up, but we're accelerating, we're still descending ever so slightly. So we need an extra 50 feet or so to begin that go around climb at full throttle before we trigger minimums. So CDFA means that they've already added that in for us. Hopefully that helps answer your question. Great question, Hugh there. How's Universe? Welcome back, new subscriber. As MPS Gaming saying there as well, Navigraph also update nav data for aircraft or another program for flight sim, also for MSFS. So Navigraph comes with a charts updater, so you get the charts included in the ultimate subscription, but I pay yearly for it. But it also includes all of the FMS data, but you can just pay for the FMS data alone. And what it does is, for £34 I think it is for the year, you will get the ability to update the nav data inside your sim, which is really very good, including the Aerosoft CRJ nav data. So yeah, it's very, very worthwhile, and it also allows you to update your sim brief AirAx, which is also really good. Cube Day, welcome aboard. Matthew Presley, hello to you, welcome. One of our channel members and a real-life CRJ pilot as well. He shared loads of tips, loads of advice and wisdom with flying them in real life. Hooligan, welcome. Waiting for Flight Sim to be released on Xbox. Can't wait. Where are you going to fly to the first, and what are you going to fly once you get hold of it? GD, yeah, you can't really bid for that, can you? Going Bryce to Bastion. You don't get much of an option, do you? An enjoyable career, though, I'm sure. A very varied and interesting career, though, for your friend in the RAF. Jurassic, there's a great little tip as well. You know, if the Flybywire mod wipes all of your flight plan, you can just ask for vectors for the controller. Or if they change your approach halfway through and it messes everything up, just ask for vectors to finals, and the controller will just tell you what headings to fly, and then you just put it in on heading mode up top here and the FCP, whatever it's called. So Matthew's saying there we use preferential bidding system for his airline. Essentially you put in what you want, either actual trips or rules for awarding trips, and the system awards it all in order of seniority. It can get quite complicated. Good grief, some guys have bids that can be several hundred lines long. Oh, that's too complex. I just did Japan first, Hamburg second, and then anything else I was kind of happy with. Usually I got one or two extra like trips to the US, for example. Christian, there we go. Continuous descent, final approach. Matthew, perfect explanation of CDFA, by the way. It was Matthew actually that taught me that a little while ago, so thanks to him. LJC, I only know about ILS approaches, however, could you explain how an RNAV approach works and how a VOR DME approach works? We're going to do a VOR DME approach live on the channel during this live stream today into Mykonos, but I've actually done tutorials on the channel to kind of show you how to do it, if that makes sense. So I can try and find you. Let's see here. Aerosoft CRJ VOR ARC tutorial. There we go, that'll do. Adds the complexity of it being a CRJ as well. But the same principles apply for the A320. It's just the only difference is we're putting the VOR data into RadNav up here, and we're getting the readings at the bottom of the nav display there. We're doing loads of fuel, 3 tons still left. Chivam, hello. Cythera, so the minimums is the DA altitude. Yeah, that's the one. Bravo uses the SciTech multi-PAL for autopilot. Works great in all the aircraft, but not very well in the Flybywire A32NX dev mod. However, works fine in the stable mod. Interesting. I know the dev branch, they've changed a lot of the way that the coding works. They're changing it all over to Rust, I believe. Ben, yeah, I've got Volanta. I've got it on actually at the moment. Christian, great reminder. So before we all go rush to update Sim Update 5, make sure we clear that community folder, guys. Just to prevent there being, or reduce the risk of there being any problems for the update, of course. Don't forget to enter the giveaway today as well for 29 Palms Mykonos. One subscriber's going to win that today during the live stream when we get to Mykonos. All you've got to do, step 1, hit subscribe. And step 2, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? Pop that answer into the live chat after you subscribe and Nightbot will take care of your entry. TJ Apron, what's poppin'? Welcome. Hope you're okay, having a good week so far. Aviation Simulation, good afternoon to you as well. J-Kid, wow, do you guys have an until further notice option until things get out of whack? At British Airways they didn't know. TJ Apron, do a barrel roll please. Sadly no, I can't. We're on VATSIM and don't think the A320 was designed for that. And we might not never then make it to Mykonos, which means that the draw stays open forever. GD's ordered the SITAC radio panel today from Currys. No one else in the UK had any in stock. I'm surprised Currys did. I know a lot of things like joysticks and you know, setup for simulation, as well as graphic cards, have been in real short supply, haven't they? Yeah, we BA, when I was there at least, I'm sure they probably still use it. They used a system called Carmen for preferential bidding for routes. Cool, at least you made it. Outer tank fuel transfer. That little ECAM memo's popped up, look. Suggests some of the tanks are a little empty and it's therefore transferring. There we go. So the way the Airbus works, boring fact for you, or interesting fact depending on how you perceive it, I guess. It uses the main tanks here first. So there's ones that say 740 and 720. They're the ones that it uses first, and it keeps the fuel in the outer tanks. Once that gets below a certain figure, and I think it's 25% of the tank volume left, I think, it will then automatically, outer tank transfer, it will then automatically transfer fuel out of the outer tanks. You can see it happening here actually, in front of us, as I explain it. It will suck all of the tanks, or the outer tanks, out into the main tanks basically, and keep the aircraft balanced. Hugh, I'll say it, cabin crew, but before I was cabin crew years back, I used to fly light aircraft, real small aeroplanes, teach people how to fly basically, as did Tony in the chat as well. Cooper, how long till arrival? It's at the top of your screen, the ETA in Zulu. Obviously add a couple of hours. I think, how many hours GMT or plus is Athens? I can't remember, 3? Alberto, do I have an RNAV landing tutorial? So the sim, I do have one, but it's very out of date, so I probably wouldn't recommend using that one. The sim doesn't do RNAVs very well at all. However, all you would do is you'd select the RNAV approach in the MCDU. I can kind of talk you through it here. So you'd select it in the MCDU, and then you would set your altitudes all the way down on the charts, checking at each point on the charts where there's an altitude reading on the glides, the sort of digital glide slope if you like. You'd make sure that you're at that altitude, and you would use track FPA mode. So you'd press that button there, you'd probably have to turn the flight director off too. And you'd descend with a 3-degree glide slope, for example, towards your altitude targets at each point, down to your minimums, and then you'd fly in manually. And you'd click approach mode on as well, so the aircraft knows it's on approach. That's effectively all an RNAV is. David, not done a VOR DME approach in Flybywire, should be interesting. I'm sure you'll be fine. Well, you've got 2 options actually. Cythera, there is, as somebody else mentioned actually, with the Airbus, the law should prevent you doing a barrel roll in this. Minx has had to sell his SITAX switch and AP panels and never worked with your new rig. That's frustrating. You've only got USPs in your new motherboard. Hopefully they bring support out for that in the future and you can get them again. Right, let's catch up here. How about working in coach versus business or first? Did you bid on working in the part of the cabin with less passengers? Sadly, no. It did come down to experience though. So first you had to have first training for it. Occasionally I'd be in business. Business was a bit difficult. Premium economy, bizarrely, was always the nicest one. Pure Sim Gamer, do you have a tutorial on sim brief flights using regular flight sim ATC? I don't know. All you'd need to do is get your sim brief flight plan, generate it, and then scroll down where you've got that big list of exporting a flight plan. Find Microsoft Flight Simulator, click that, download the file, and then load that in the world map, basically. That's, I think, the only way you could probably get it to work with the in-sim ATC. Yeah, so David, you've got 2 options. You could either do the VOR Zulu for runway 34 or the VOR Yankee. I'm probably going to do the VOR Yankee, which is at 12 DME arc all the way around the island. But you could do the VOR Zulu, which overflies the airfield and does sort of like a teardrop procedure. Not sure which, yeah, if they've got a preference actually in real life into Mykonos, I'm not sure. Matthew, so they get around your preferential bidding system by unstacking your roster. That's interesting. Kind of makes it almost sort of pointless bidding then. Christian, you'll have to watch it back afterwards then, of course, to find out if you've won. On the approach page, there's radio and baro options to input something. Where do you find those? So, you're referring to, probably other people are wondering the same thing, so it's a good question. That, baro. At the moment, only baro is an option. Once I put the arrival procedures in, I might get rad or radio appear as well. So baro is your altitude linked to your barometric pressure, which is this one here, your altitude, and the rad or radio at the bottom is linked to your rad out, which is the little numbers that pop up here as you're getting close to the ground, in a sort of basic explanation, I guess. All you've got to do is look at the charts and it will tell you, sort of pointed it out earlier, but I'll show you again quickly. The charts at the very bottom here will give you your minimums, and DA is decision altitude, or missed approach altitude, or whatever else you want to call it. And the bold number in the big sort of font size, 1200, will be baro. And then you can see here on the charts it has brackets H, which is height, so that's your decision height linked to your radio altimeter, which is distance from the ground, and that's in brackets. But usually you just want to use baro, really. That's usually more than enough without overcomplicating anything. Fanraj, hello, welcome, hope you're okay. Don't forget guys, enter the giveaway. Shant, welcome on board. Cytheria, there we go, there's another good tip for SimBrief, or use the SimBrief downloader. Hugh, what's the best way to get a free upgrade? You can't really. The only thing you've got to do is... there's a load of internal algorithms within each airline effectively, and if you tick that on that particular aircraft, that's what you want. You might then find that you'll get on board, or you get to the gate and all of a sudden a new boarding pass gets printed out and suddenly you're in business. But it is very random, but based upon whether or not they could tempt you. They kind of try and work out if they could tempt you into purchasing business class upgrades in the future, and if they think that they can, they might tease you with a free upgrade one day into business. But it is pure luck, I promise you. Or you spend a lot of money with the airline and one day you sit in economy, but you're a gold frequent flyer. What's your proximity? Ref the EFB, just wondering how far behind I was. Proximity? I would love to find out, but because of some of the issues that have been taking place, I've actually got the old EFB. Distance to go though is 277 nautical miles. Wow, only that. Progress. Distance to Mykonos. There you go, 275 miles to go. David's going to do RNAV. Alberto, by the way, I'm now the proud owner of 2 net gaiters and 2 mugs. Awesome. Enjoying the merchandise then. Christy, Airbus trivia time please. What would you like to know? Or what random questions might you have? I might have to Google some of these. There we go. Radio decision heights are based on the rad out and are only for precision approaches like ILS autolands, Cat 3 autolands, that sort of stuff. As Chris is saying there in the live chat for you guys. Baro is based on the pressure setting, as I was explaining a little while ago. And as he's saying there, for your non-precision RNAV, it will be Baro. For the precision, for the approach that I'm doing today, I'm going to be doing a VOR approach, and that again would be a Baro. Matthew, yeah, being in uniform helps. Yeah, if they know your crew, or if you get on board for a flight and they know that you are your crew with them, usually you're in for a treat. We need to start thinking about arrival procedures. What did I file for? Inbound by VARIX. So there's the VARIX 1 Tango. VARIX 1 Hotel into the 12 DME arc. The VOR Yankee, that's the one we want. Does that tally up? Yes, because there's VARIX. So, VARIX 1 Hotel. Winds are 360 at 17 knots now, so certainly favouring more into runway 34. So let's go ahead and put this in. Before I do, ATSU, AOC menu, weather request. We can get Zurich and stuff, but I'm going to get rid of that one. We don't need that. And I'm not too worried about diverting to Athens. So we just want Mykonos. No update yet, out yet, Axel's asking. Not just yet, a couple of hours. What are we now? Probably about an hour to go for that. Company message. Received messages. METAR. Print. There's the METAR. I'm going to scribble that, get rid of that. $1500 Zulu, so 1600 GMT is expected, or British summertime, sorry. 1600 GMT, BST. 1500 Zulu, so around about an hour and 5 minutes to go, roughly. Right, there's our METAR. So flight plan, LGMK, arrivals, BOR Yankee runway 34. Loads of potential arrival procedures, and we want that VARI 1 hotel, which is that one. And we're coming in via Kia. So we select Kia. I got the VOR approach, runway 34. I know I selected the Yankee. And we want the VARI 1 hotel arrival via KEA. Insert. There's our arrival, all planned in, plotted, ready to go. Van Raj for the Sim Update 5 hype. Gil, not tried Hoppy's CP DLC actually. I'm not sure if it was still working actually. For Microsoft Flight Simulator. Perf page. Peter's still got 534 miles to go. Well, yeah, quite a way away still. Erdis, welcome on board. Roland, that's a great little fun fact. While I put these in, what was it, QNH 1014. I bet this will change before I get there. We'll just have to tweak a few little bits. Temperature 29 degrees Celsius, dew point 18 degrees Celsius. Wind currently 360 at 17 knots. Transition altitude will be on the charts in absence of any ATC. VARIX 1 hotel. Transition altitude, transition level by ATC. We'll go for 7,000 today. We'll add 1,000 onto the actual transition for departures. And Barrow was on the charts. VOR Yankee runway 34 on that final approach plate. Remember what I looked at earlier on. Our missed approach barometric altitude is 1,200 feet. Ready for that. Radnav, we've got to do that too. Wow, Christopher, it's the same temperature in Mykonos as we have here in Stockholm at the moment. It's crazy. Roland, love that little tip. So, referring to that for a bit of trivia, these three little balls, 2 white, 1 red, and it is all in relation to pilot seating position. So, Airbus have basically put those in there to say that every pilot needs to position their seat to have the white ball closest to them visible and the white ball furthest away from them obscured by the red ball in the centre. And that then means that you're at the correct position. So if I was the first officer, that there would be the best position for me apparently. If I go, see if we go too far to the right, you can see the white ball has started to come in. So we need to come right a little bit more. Or in this instance, we probably have to bring the seat in forwards to match it up nicely, like so. Same for the captain on the opposite side, you can see there. Got my view set. Ever so slightly low, but if I go out Alt F1, just brings that head up slightly if you like. The update will be worldwide, yep, definitely, and oh, I'm not afraid, don't worry guys, I can assure you as a beta test of a Sim Update 5, it will be worth the wait. Always good to hear. What have we got? We're still on Unicom, so it's all nice and casual for us, but star-wise, this is, we have to be at VARIX at 3,500 feet. I'll call that 4,000 for now, and I'll have a quick look at top of descent. I'll briefly use this. This is the old EFB, by the way. Performance, sync, and I want, was it 4,000? 3 degrees, but I don't want that. I want 1,800 foot per minute, 133 nautical miles. Oh, good grief, we're almost there. So, in the progress page, we can go, I want a sitrep 2, find out how far we've got until we reach VARIX as a waypoint. So VARIX, and the Airbus will tell us exactly how far we've got to go. There we go, 197 to go.
Thank you so much on your support and great learning, Luke. Cheers.
Nick, you're very welcome. Thanks very much for your donation. That's very generous of you. Thanks for supporting the stream. And I'm glad you're finding some of my sort of bits helpful. We are over Greece now, mainland Greece. There we go. So we'll get some of these views before we start into our descent. Elglam's trying to squeeze I'm Not Afraid with some facts for Sim Update 5 for us all to look forward to. As Matthew was saying there, for a heads up for people, the Sim Update is going to be completely breaking the PMDG DC6, but there is an update coming very soon to fix it, to make sure it all works again. But your PMDG won't release the update until it is all fixed, of course. Aviation Simulation pointing out people who have got it on Steam, like himself there, usually get the update an hour after it's a release, but hopefully not the case today. Still opportunity for you guys to enter the giveaway today to win a copy of the 29 Palms Mykonos scenery from Microsoft Flight Simulator. You've got to make sure you've hit subscribe before you enter. If you're enjoying the stream, give us a like as well while you're here. And then you've got to answer the following question correctly and pop your answer into the live chat. The question being, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? What is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? And you've got until we shut down on stand when we arrive to get your entry in. Leonardo, do you really think your performance will be boosted that much like they show us in the live stream, 30 frames per second and more? If I get 15 frames per second more, I'm really happy, because then I can push closer towards maybe 2K or 4K. Fets, love it. Just sneaking in the answer for your entry there. Peter's over Albania. Roland's asking, how do you get the side window views? Bear with me, I'll get the link. I've done a tutorial to show you exactly how to do it. He says as he scrolls through all of the videos trying to find the one. You can download all of my custom views on flightsim.to as well, providing you've got the keybinds set correctly, so Alt plus 1 to 0 at the top of your QWERTY, they should work, providing you've put them in the right place. We're going to be descending very soon. So it's a custom view tutorial for the CRJ, but it still applies to everything else. Nick, other than the DC6, what other aircraft might be affected by the update? So Flybywire, yep, that's going to sadly be affected for a little while. The Heavy Division 787 is going to be affected as well until that's patched and fixed, and the Salty Sim 747 is also going to be affected until that's fixed. The Aerosoft CRJ apparently is already compatible, so that sounds like, for those of you with the Aerosoft CRJ, it sounds like that's going to be the one to use. How far have we got now? 165. Let's start to think about. Yeah, start thinking about. I'm going to start descending now, I think. We'll do to 12,000. We'll see how we go. And I'll control vertical speed mode. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the PFD. We'll capture that now. On to 1800 foot per minute descent. We need to configure the RadNav page. So we were talking about VOR frequencies and things earlier. Not sure about working title. Navigraph. So frequencies. Mykonos VOR 110.0. We've got to tune that in. So let me move the camera view so you can see both. 110.0. MKN, by the way, is not the answer to the giveaway. That's just the VOR, the 3-letter identifier for that VOR. So don't use that as your answer. MKN, we can pop that in. That's 165 miles away. And we've got an NDB there of 401 as well. So we're going to tune that into ADF2 as a backup. So we can have two systems working. One as a backup, if you like. VOR approach, there's that Mykonos VOR of 110.0 again. We've got to remember we've got a VOR DME arc at 3,500 foot. VARIX at 6,000 actually, according to that one. And we've got a final approach course of 333 up here, look. So, in the MCDU, 333 course. We can check the final approach charts and we can see there that final approach course to the runway of 333 degrees there. And again, it's written here, so we know that that is the course to the runway when we're flying direct to the VOR for the final approach. All of our missed approach stuff at the top here as well. And there's our glide slope information. So we've got a 3-degree descent angle from 12 DME, 3,500 feet. We have to be at 2,070 feet at 6 DME. And then again for that final approach, at that point, 3 degrees down to the runway. And there's our missed approach, or our decision height of 1,200 feet, Barrow. I'm not afraid, yes, so Flybywire have had access to the Sim Update 5 for a little while. So they've already been able to have time to get patches ready effectively. So it shouldn't be too long before fixes are in place. So I hope you see this, because don't text your whole name. My system is so Leonardo's saying my system is a bit better than the one in the live stream where they got 30 frames per second more after the update. It's always good to know. Done. There we go. Perfect. So there, Flybywire are already ready for Sim Update 5. Hopefully you guys are hyped, ready for it as well. Really looking forward to big performance boosts. That's only a good thing for us. Right, so constraints are on. Little tip, as we're descending, we know the latest METAR, LGMK, is a QNH of 1014. So as you're descending, set the QNH ready and then go back to standard pressure until you're at transition. And then when you descend through transition, when you click that again, your altimeter is already set to the correct pressure. Little top tip. And save yourself a job later on. Set your standby instrument during descent too. Get rid of fuel now. New Boy, I'm not sure if you've got the PC version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's best to use just the dev branch. Look at that, it's picking up the ADF already. Best to use the dev version of the fly-by-wire mod. We've got no ILS stuff. We've got no second VOR to tune. And that is the latest VOR. We're going to land full flaps. It's a real short runway, so we need full flaps to be as slow as possible, and we've got that approach speed of 123 knots there as well. Okay, what else? VOR1 and ADF2 are tracking. When VOR1 becomes in range, that's going to give us a bit of information for us as well. Yeah, there you go. As Matthew's saying there, the PMDG update should come later today as well. Of course, they don't want to leave people hanging. Of course, they want people using their product as quick as possible. LJC, yeah, get all of your community folder and put it somewhere else that won't be updated when the sim updates. So whether it be your downloads folder or my documents or wherever else that you've got on your PC. Norbert, no, I wouldn't worry about that too much. Just leave any payware that you've got installed, leave the payware in place. That's what I do at least. And then run things like Orbex, Contrail, all of those different things just to update any scenery. I know Latin VFR pushed a load of updates the other day with all their scenery as well. Not too much longer to go now to get your entry into the giveaway. We're flying into Mykonos if you're just tuning in. And we've got the new 29 Palms Mykonos scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator to check out. If you want to win a copy of that, all you've got to do is hit subscribe and answer the question that Nightbot, great timing, has just put into the live chat. The question being, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos Airport? How many entries have we got so far? 105 entries. Awesome. Christopher, yeah, thanks. Hope you've enjoyed the stream so far. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and good luck. John, hello. All good, thanks. Looking forward to the update. Not long to go. 45 minutes left almost. Darkspan, no. All you need is the Euroscope client and audio for VATSIM, so you don't even need a simulator. Sasha, you entered a little earlier on. All you've got to do is pop the answer into the live chat after you've subscribed, of course. You only have to put it once, and your entry will then be confirmed. Gigando RD, any idea if the A32NX will be available for Xbox in the marketplace today? It's already in the marketplace, so it should, hopefully, touch wood, for those of you looking forward to the Xbox release for the sim, you should be able to download the marketplace edition of the fly-by-wire mod via the marketplace. Hopefully it'll work. Who's that? Seems to be on an offset track. Got one behind as well. Let's go back to that outside view, shall we, very briefly. See if we can spot some of the guys behind. No. Awesome livery. Fantastic livery. Again, you can download this on flightsim.to. I don't think people with the Xbox will be able to get liveries. I'm not sure how it's going to work because they're all third party. So I don't think you guys will be able to enjoy all the liveries with the Xbox version. But I don't know, so I don't want to give wrong information. 20,000 feet, 60 miles to Kia. On the progress page, 94 miles to VARIX. Happy days. Engine looks prego. Yeah, just a bit. We'll do 6,000, shall we? We'll go down to 6,000 by VARIX, and then we'll continue down to 3,500 while we fly the 12 DME arc. So, thoughts of the PC version of MSFS not moving to DirectX 12? Well, I was a little disappointed when I found out, but I think they gave some good reasoning. I can't remember exactly the reason, but they basically said that they're going to release it on Xbox first with DirectX 12, and then spend a bit more fine-tuning it for the Xbox release. So that's the final approach. But initially, we're going to do this. So we're going to fly into VARIX. We're on this VOR Yankee approach runway 34. And you can see all these little grey lines with degrees. They're radials. So imagine a beam coming out of this VOR. And that beam, at that point at VARIX, is 249 degrees away from the beam. And again there. So DirectX 12 will be coming to the sim soon. We just have to wait for it. At 236 degrees radial from the Mykonos VOR, we're then going to be turning to intercept a 12 DME arc all the way around. So we're going to have to fly this exactly 12 miles. If you draw a big circle around the airport, 12 miles away, we're going to fly that arc until we reach a radial of 164 degrees. So the arrow to the VOR for us will be opposite that, but the tail will be showing 164 degrees away from the airport. We're then going to turn left to intercept the final approach. So where it says 1, there's usually more information somewhere, so we can scroll about and look for it. And I would imagine it's relating to that, where it says for final approach C13-2A. So, we'll have a look at that. So following on from this little curve here, turning into the runway, we're then going to fly this 12 DME from 3,500 feet, descending down to 2,000 feet for 6 DME, or 2070. We're going to go right down to minimums effectively actually, and then we're going to fly it in manually ourselves and land. Happy days. Hopefully you guys got that. Aviation simulation, yes, the officially licensed liveries at KLM and S7 will be included. Slick, do you know of any fly-by-wire-like realism mods for the 787 and 747? Yes, yesterday actually I covered the Salty Simulations aircraft mod for the 747-8. But also, click the link in the description and you can have a little look at the Heavy Division 787 mod. Which is really very good. It's not high fidelity, so it's not like True to Life or anything, but it is the best that we're going to get for a long time until Quality Wings release. We're heading over Athens now. Look at that. In fact, there is, speak of the devil, there's Athens Airport. LJC, yes, sadly that's a problem with the fly-by-wire mod at the moment. We're hoping it's going to get fixed sometime soon. Look at that. Steve, I don't have SFU IPC. I had it back in November, December time, and then it was causing lots of crash to desktops for people, so I stopped using it at that point. Certain virtual airlines require it though. But I've heard it's been fixed lately, so not sure, but personally I don't use it. Sim Connect is the big one that you've got to have in the sim, really. Matthew, well, I put the Samos approach in a little while ago and had complaints that it was too difficult for a competition. Look at that wing flex, bit of turbulence over the hills. Slick, you're very welcome. Now we're doing 10,000 almost, and we're going a bit quick, so we're going to kill the rate of descent. That's going to allow us to slow down to 250 knots, as you can see there. The aircraft wants to target another speed. Get the seatbelt signs on. Landing lights on. Oh, there's an aeroplane ahead of us, look. Above. All the lights on as required. And I'm going to click that now. The aeroplane can go into open descent mode, so it's going to capture the speed first, and then it's going to descend with the speed. And we'll do measly 800 foot per minute, I think. And we've still got 60 miles to VARIX. Let's stick with 10,000, I think, for now. We've had a little step descent, if you like. Car, yeah, Samos is an awesome approach, isn't it? Tony, no problem. My descent was a little bit earlier than forecast. I'm going to turn that off. It's no use to me. We're doing 10,000. Let's ramp the speed up, shall we? Look at that for a view. Yeah, it gave me 1,800 foot per minute. I descended 10 miles, I think, short of that, just to give me a bit of time to slow down, but it seems to have shot down a lot quicker than I expected. But then I haven't really been monitoring it, to be fair. Usually when things go wrong, it's pilot error. Oh, GD, that sounds awesome. Q, how do you get standard on the QNH dial? So standard pressure, anything over transition levels, you just pull for standard. It says it on the little thing there. And pull in the sim is usually pressing at the very bottom here, so you can see the little down arrow, hopefully. You click that and that's what you go into standard pressure with. We'll do 280. Tony's up there. Awesome day in Greece, LGLAMS. Usually is a great day in Greece, I've got to be said. It's usually very nice. There's Athens Airport off in the distance. We're making our descent now. Don't forget to get your entry into the draw today to win the Payware Mykonos Airport scenery by 29 Palms that we're going to be taking a look at when we arrive. Right on cue, Nightbot. There's the question in the live chat for you guys, in case you've forgotten. What is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? You've got to subscribe before you answer, and stay subscribed, of course, as well. We do giveaways every month. At least once a month we usually do a giveaway. David A, you've been a member for 5 months. Thank you very much for your ongoing support with your channel membership. It's always appreciated, and You usually fly along as well, which is an added little bonus as well, really nice. Does TCAS work yet in the A32NX? So you can see some TCAS around us. We've got Tony ahead of us. We've got maybe, I think, David behind. It doesn't give us alerts. All it does at the moment is it goes red. However, there is work in progress to have proper TCAS alerts with climb and things like that. Rhodes is your favourite Greek island aviation simulation. Nice. So you fly into Diagoras quite a lot, I imagine. Kai's just discovered Transavia flies to Samos from Amsterdam. Nice. $30 miles to VARIX. We've only got 4,000 feet to go. We'll get there in no time. So about 10 minutes, 10 miles or so for that, I think. Quite bumpy. The update's a tad over 40 gigabytes. Good grief. Is it out now then? Or are you just teasing? How we got here? We've got Tony in front. We've got a couple of aircraft departing. Well, actually, we've got Condor arriving into Mykonos. We've got a Condor departing to Munich and an A321 from Mykonos. We've got myself, and then nicely behind we've got Olympic 546 and Philip as well. Aegean. Oh, and David, I think, an Aegean 490. Mayor Big Man, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. Nabil, yes, the traffic alerts are coming soon. But they're not available yet, I don't think, unless I've missed something big time. The dude, hopefully the dude from Aerosoft, if I'm right in saying, in which case the CRJ is absolutely by far still my absolute favourite. Really enjoying that, and I'm really looking forward to that CRJ 900 and 1000 as well. Hopefully you're looking forward to that too. I'm sure you've been flying it for a little while now, if that's the case. So 40 gigabytes. I think that's what you estimated as well. That there's a lot of new code going into this new update. So there's an aircraft ahead crossing. I think they're crossing. Spoiler alert, yeah. Just a bit. Manual thrust, leave a climb. It's dropped out ever so slightly. Bizarre, hadn't moved the throttles. Chris, hi. It will indeed, yeah. It will delete the files it no longer needs for the version that we've got at the moment. Matthew, there we go, a fellow CRJ victim driver. Yep. Yeah. And you've been flying the CRJs in real life for quite a while, haven't you, Matthew, I believe? 120 entries into our giveaway today. And as a little reminder, before we get a bit closer, for those of you who want to get started with VATSIM and you're not quite sure where to begin, I've got a whole playlist of tutorials for you to watch and enjoy. Hopefully you find some of them useful, if not all of them. But also check the live chat. And basically I've created, as I was talking about a little earlier on, some PDF documents within my Google Drive for the channel. You can download them all for free. And it's basically how to get started on VATSIM, and they're designed to bolster the video tutorials that I've done. So the link's in the live chat, do check it out. and download them all. Hopefully you find some, if not all of them, useful again. Let's get down to 6,000 now. So I've gone into open descent to begin with, because I've also now refreshed the speed back down to 250 knots. And the reason for that is the aircraft won't descend below 10,000 until we're at that speed, basically. I can set to 40 if I want to as well. Let's go have a quick look at the charts. We've got no max speeds. So that's all good. Missed approach. Climb on VOR radial of 333 degrees to 5 DME. Then turn left, max 185 knots to reach a VOR at 3,500 feet and hold. Nice and simple. Gene, welcome on board. Thanks for subscribing. We've got that 12 DME arc coming up, and actually the Navigraph nav data looks like that's got that already put in quite nicely. So we'll let it do its thing. Gives us one less thing to manage, but if it doesn't quite fly that 12 DME, I'll have to do that myself. What we've got, signs are on, all that's on. In fact, you know what, it won't do it properly, because when we go to approach phase, it's going to screw it all up. Winds have now changed. QNH is still the same. Winds are now 360 at 20 knots. So the wind is picking up to quite a gusty wind. 29 degrees still, QNH 1014 still, everything else is all good, and we've got our Mykonos VOR and the ADF tuned ready to go. We want the performance pages open. How to not? I'm using the Microsoft Store version of Microsoft Flight Simulator. Good question. And we can flick that across now, because I want to continue a descent down to 3,500, I think. We're at transition now. She says that, but actually we're just about to hit VARIX at 6. We'll level off at 6. We'll be good pilots. Yeah, what I'm going to be doing shortly, I'm going to hit VARIX. There's our decel point. At VARIX I'm going to hit approach phase, but the Flybywire mod then just completely bugs out on us. So what we're going to be doing is going on to managed heading in a second, and we're going to fly that 12 DME arc ourselves. We'll level at 6,000. We'll do 600 foot per minute, I think. Do 400 foot per minute, why not? Mykonos traffic, Aegean 559er, Airbus A320neo passing VARIX, VARIX 1 hotel arrival with a 12 DME VOR arc. We're expecting VOR runway 34 approach. We'll do 230 knots. We've got 2 aircraft ahead in the pattern, we've got 1 or 2 behind. We want auto brake low. Ground spoilers armed. We do most of the setup now before we actually commit into the turns, because it's going to get real busy. Heading at 100. Earth page. And we've gone into approach phase actually. Let's leave it on. It seems to be working nicely. It is. It's triggered it really nicely. So the question is, what is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? There's Mykonos. Cooper, yes, the Flybywire mod will activate approach mode itself. When you hit the little D with the purple ring, that's the decel point. And at that point, the aeroplane should put itself into approach phase like it's just done for us today, and that's a good thing, that's what we want. Sasha, yeah, it's the ETA is in Zulu, so you've got to add time to show the time zone difference in Greece, effectively. Hopefully that makes sense. Right, that's all good. We'll do cabin crew all call. Oh, wow. That's annoying. Mykonos traffic, Aegean 559er is inbound on the 12 DME radial, VOR Yankee runway 34 approach. I believe number 3. Mykonos traffic.
Sounds about right. Osprey 7 Tango Charlie just turning inbound on the VOR DME 34.
That's worked out nicely.
Number 1.
So Tony's over there somewhere. Shake those balls up in the raffle indeed. Minimum's 1,200 feet.
Are you going to need to backtrack, or will you be able to make the exit, do you think?
Could make the exit.
Sasha,
Copy.
avoid spamming.
Olympic 546, we'll do a right-hand 360 for spacing.
Shake those balls up in the raffle.
There we go, let's get on with this. There's our VOR mode. You can see our course that we put in for 333. We're going to choose that mode very shortly, and we can see those two guys ahead as well. That is tight. Whoever's number 2 might have to go around. We got one behind. Where we got here? One behind somewhere over there. We got Mykonos over there somewhere. We got a couple of aircraft ahead of us. Ah. Where are they going? I can see his lights. Yeah, Mykonos traffic. Aircraft that's number 2 on approach. Were you doing a right-hand orbit? Because we've got we're coming in inbound on the VOR radial.
Yeah, it's Olympic 546. I'll hold out here over the water for a while.
No worries. Okay, in that case, I'm going to continue the radial turn inbound. As number 2, I'm visual with yourself as well. Right, let's go. Let's do this. A couple more minutes to get your entries in for the giveaway.
Osprey, Mykonos traffic, Osprey 5563 is
Zoom that in.
VARIX, 6,000 feet. Descending to 3,500 inbound of the VOR Yankee.
3,500.
And number 5.
Start that turn in. 2,070. So we'll do 2,100. Okay, there goes the needle.
Aegean 490 is at 5,000 feet at MK5 12.
We want 333. Hopefully I'll time this nicely. So we're manually intercepting this final approach with a radial. Might be just shy to the left, so we're going to bring that out. We'll level off. Ooh, hello, there we go. Don't want that. Do 345. Laps 2. Dutch game for you. How to enter the giveaway. You've got to hit subscribe, and then you've got to answer the following question correctly. What is the 3-letter IATA code for Mykonos? And then you've got your entry in. Fly 737 Max, welcome on board. need to keep that descent going, so we're going to use vertical speed, and we're going to go track FPA now, so we want that 3 degrees, which is just there. We've got a strong crosswind actually, so...
7 Tiger Charlie on the deck, we'll be doing a very short backtrack.
GM559, roger, 2,800 feet descending, inbound on the VOR, finals runway 34, 8 miles. And we know we've got an altitude check, we have to be at 2,070 feet by 60 ME. There's the runway. 2350 degrees, so we've got a heck of a crosswind.
2,500.
Christopher, yep, you can use the lock. I like to manually do it myself and have that sort of added bit of fiddliness, if you like. There's the runway. And we're just coming up to 2,100 feet by 6 miles. Gear down.
Traffic, GN490, slowing down to 159.
Doesn't seem to be wanting to fly track too well. It's actually allowing us to fly this, actually drifting us. We've got a TCAS warning for him behind. We are all set. 3 degrees. I'll do 3.2 for this. Crosswinds playing havoc with the aircraft. Darren, you click track FPA, which is that button there, you turn the flight director off so you get the bug. And then you've got flight path angle there. I'm actually going to take over. It's not holding track very well at all. Keeps drifting, which track mode shouldn't do.
GN556 might get close.
There we go.
Above.
2,500.
Minimum.
Continue. Commando's no blue.
Mykonos traffic, Osprey 5563, left base, runway 34.
Well, that wind's just swept right round. Whoa.
Mykonos traffic.
Come on, go. Let's go.
500.
Whoa, you know what? I almost threw that into a go around then. Get back into that rate of descent.
500.
It did not like that, did it?
400.
This wind.
300. 200.
Madness. We've got it though.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Whoa.
20. 10. 5.
Whoa. That is the worst landing I've done in a while.
5.
Good grief. It does not like that variable weather, does it? Look at that. That's ridiculous. I've never known anything like it. I mean, we're down. Good grief. I don't think people would fly again with the Aegean. Aegean 559 are at Mykonos vacating Alpha 2, I think it is.
Mykonos traffic, GN490, go around.
Should have just gone around. It would have helped him out. Oh well.
Mykonos traffic, Condor 6 Alpha Mike in the holding point for runway 34 will be lining up with the backtrack.
Pyro 2.0, bizarre isn't it? It's just that wind swept right around then and it just didn't want to stabilise. We got it down though.
Mykonos traffic, Osprey 5563 on finals.
We had to go around, didn't we? There he is.
Runway 34.
No damage.
2900.
Condor's getting himself off. Where's those views? Oh. Hey ho. Yeah, I think it probably was
Mykonos traffic.
the mountains.
Olympus 546. We're
So from we surface integrity check.
We'll give Osprey 556 plenty of room.
Get that far, that's all off, that's all good. APU's available. Let's turn in nice and calmly. Don't even look at my Volanta landing rate for that. Here's the scenery anyway. Yeah, if you're watching for the first time, the landings aren't usually that shocking.
Alpha Mike is departing runway 34.
We'll have a good look around the scenery as well. There we go. Let parking brake on. Oh, car, you haven't. Holding it against me. That's all on. Yeah, it's John, that was a full Ryanair, wasn't it? Engine 2 off. Interesting, rudder trim seems to have stuck on left point 1. There was a shocker of a crosswind, but it sort of instantly swept around to a headwind at the very last minute, and then flicked around again. Smooth flying, hello, welcome.
Mykonos traffic, Osprey 5563, short final, 3 miles, runway 34.
Right, oh, we need to get beacon off. Beacon, there we go. Seatbelt signs. We can do, I think, stairs, catering, baggage. Stairs. There we go, look. All the ground equipment nicely configured, working for us as well. And we've obviously got a winner to draw. There's Condor departing up there. And we've got one on short finals, I think I heard. There he is. Yeah, that's one thing I wish they got rid of, the logbook pop-up. It's mighty annoying, isn't it? Somebody was asking for the 29 Palms Mykonos scenery link. Let me get you to the link to that. And I'll replace it. Do I have a tutorial for the ground program? Yes, indeed. Peter, yeah, we'll be waiting for you. I assume that's just the Sims not rendered gear being down for some reason. Or he genuinely forgot. There we go. There's a British Avgeek livery that you can all download.
Final, runway 3.
Of course. Who was that? Did you forget?
34.
Wheels.
Close enough.
It's all going on at Mykonos today.
Yeah, coming around in behind you.
Let's have a look at this. Stunning bit of scenery by 29 Palms is the developer for this, guys. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up if you're liking the stream today. Let's go to the far side here. Look at the little fast station. It's a real small airport really, but it's very easy to make a mess of it, and it is really nice. Yeah, Centurion, I think somebody forgot their gear and then remembered that they were on stream. Or, yeah, perhaps, you know what, Jurassic, my pothole perhaps smashed their gear off. Great scenery. And you know what, it's one of those places that is a really wonderful part of the world to fly into on VATSIM. With the sim, update in 10 minutes. Here we go, look at that, Mykonos Airport. And we can get some arty screenshots like that, which I'll put on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. It's actually owned 29 Palms with the same people behind the Contrail web shop, so really great bit of development stuff there. I mean, look at that, Hertz, and that little classic Greek windmill over in the distance there. We had somebody on finals, didn't we? GD, yeah, I did even customise the coffee cup. Runway textures, Captain Shaquille, welcome. That's swept into a tailwind now, according to that. Ah, Philip, someone did forget their gear. But you know what, actually, I will go to the end of the runway because I want to show you guys how dangerous the approach is
Traffic,
in real life.
Aegean 490 is on a 12-mile final for 34.
Because if you get wind shear right at the end, or you get any reason for the aircraft to just drop when you're on approach,
Mykonos traffic director 400, Mayday, the
you could literally hit the church. Oh, look at that freight, like an elevation there around the edge of the runway. There we go, 29 Palms is in the chat. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. We've still got to draw the winner, of course. Aviation Simulation. Conveniently, I didn't have the flight recorder working for that just then. That horrendous landing that I've just done. Tamak Voy, we're still going for the giveaway. We're yet to draw a winner. We're just waiting on a few folk to land. We've got one literally on finals at the moment. I think we're all flying that VOR approach today. This is David, I believe, Aegean 490. Where is he? It's coming in hot. We could have a holy exit.
Mykonos traffic, Olympic 546, 2-mile final.
David, some great scenery in the last few streams. Yeah, definitely. The Just Flight Palma Mallorca yesterday was stunning. I'm sure you guys all agreed, to those of you who watched that. Really nice. And the Salty Sim 747 was really good as well. Milo, hello, welcome. Christopher, yeah, it's minimums sort of, for me, it's more, am I visible with the runway, or can I see the approach lights, and am I stable to land? And, you know, at the minimums at 1,200 foot we were, but we then pretty much had what I would describe as wind shear on approach, and I should have really smashed into toga and gone around. Philip, I think that's a better touchdown rate than I've got. Let's have a look. I'm going to review my flight while we watch the Olympic flight come in here. Whoa. Yeah. That's not good. I think that's my worst one ever. Almost 500 foot per minute and 2.5 G. I've never had anything so high. Here we go, CRJ. I kind of wish I was in the CRJ for that actually, because I think it handles a lot nicer with my setup.
Mykonos traffic, Aegean 490 is on a 5.5 mile final, runway 34.
Hoping he's remembered gear. Otherwise we're in trouble. Helipads. Yeah, ouch. Thymvoca, definitely. You know what, I won't do one of those again for a very long time. I can't bear to deal with it. Let's go check out the scenery then, and let's draw the winner as well, shall we? We've got a few more to come in and land. Who have we got due in actually?
Like a 30-mile crosswind.
Oh, that's horrendous. It's gone to a 30-knot crosswind. Oh, look at that. Literally 2 more left to come in. So let's draw the winner, and let me know in the live chat what you guys think of this scenery. I've put it as a pinned message now, so you can literally click the pinned message of the live chat and you can click it. Cooper, can you only get the CRJ from the marketplace? You can get it via Contrail's web shop. You can also buy it direct from Aerosoft. I personally got it direct from Aerosoft. Quite like it. Look at that. Look at those ground textures. Ah, these steps seem to have gone away. There we go. One of those things with the sim. Right, let's draw the winner, shall we? Good luck to everybody who's taken part. We've got 144 entries in the draw today. So welcome to any of you guys that might have subscribed for the first time. Keep an eye out on the channel for the future, because we tend to do at least one giveaway a month, just to give back to you guys watching. Appreciate all of you tuning in, of course. Thanks to 29 Palms for offering a copy to give away today for the scenery. Really nice Mykonos Airport scenery. You can download via the Contrail web shop. And the winner, generated randomly by Nightbot with the correct answer of JMK, Juliet Mike Kilo, is Christopher Levin. So congratulations to you. You've been part of the channel actually for a very long time. So massive congratulations to you. And if some of you guys might want to get your hands on this, what we could do in the next few days is do another giveaway. Oh dear! Oh, I think we've just. I think. Thankfully, my landing's not been the worst of today.
Oh, that was wild.
Yeah, mine doesn't look so bad after all. So congratulations to Christopher Levin.
I'm gonna have to backtrack.
Let me know, claim it via britishfgeek1@gmail.com or direct via Discord to claim your prize, and you get this wonderful airport by 29 Palms.
Ooh, I missed the original. I'm watching the replay on the stream. Well, at least mine's not the worst either.
There we go. I mean, look at that, even the signage.
By far, I never should have landed.
A little bit of the annex there as well. Beautiful. Yeah, good thing the church is there.
Mykonos traffic, Dreamjet 400 established on the localizer runway 24.
Did you catch mine on video? Because I don't want to see it.
Yes.
Oh no. Never should have landed.
Guys, round about now, Microsoft Flight Simulator should be updating and releasing on Xbox. We've got, I think, one more.
Dreamjet 400 is landing runway 24.
Oh, we've got 2 in here.
Hopefully it's 3-4, and I'm at the end of 3-4, just waiting.
Yeah, it is.
We've got 2 in.
34. It's my fault. Dreamjet 400.
John, yeah, you'd have been great. I think you did a lot better than us. Look how that wind has now swept back around to a headwind. So that is really variable and significantly strong. We've got 2 right in on finals here. I think one's going to have to go around. Will he, though? well, 40 gig update. I think we're going to have to fly back into this over the next few days, I think, guys. So the next few weeks we're going to... we're going to have to return to... I don't know what's going on anymore. La Company. I haven't seen one of those on VATSIM before, until now. We have to return to Mykonos, I think, for another go at this, and hopefully we get some variable weather again. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed today's stream and the carnage of the approach. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, of course, before you head off. No idea who that is, but I'm not looking.
No, crash.
Oh dear. There we go. I didn't see. The fire trucks, there's only 3 at Mykonos. Oh god. There's the worst of today.
That even beat mine.
Oh dear.
What the fuck happened?
Oh no. I'm just going to look at the tranquility of the stands, I think. I've not seen anything like it. Oh man. I think we're all down in various pieces, but those 3 fire trucks are going to be calling people in on overtime, I think. And borrowing some from the mainland. There we go. Good grief. Congratulations to Christopher for winning the prize draw today of the really amazing 29 Palms Mykonos Airport for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Guys, get yourselves into the update mode. We've got Sim Update 5 smashing out very soon, imminently, for Microsoft Flight Simulator, offering these really high performance updates. So really looking forward to it. Yeah, it looks like just me and Tony have made it to parking, sadly. But yeah, there we go. Hit the link in the pinned messages. Head to the Contrail web shop, Contrail.shop, if you want to pick up this scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And for those of you looking forward to the Xbox version, enjoy it and let us know what you think at some point over the next few days in the next live stream. Thanks everybody for taking part. Welcome to all of our new channel members and subscribers. Thanks of course to John for your generous tip, and Nick as well for your generous tip, as well as Paul. So 3, oh, and Senna as well for super chats too. So loads of tips today supporting the stream. Thanks as always. Stay subscribed. We're going to have some more live streams over the next sort of weekend to come, possibly involving Mykonos again. But we've got a load of cool scenery to check out as well. But yeah, there we go. Thanks to everybody for taking part. Hopefully you guys that flew along enjoyed it as well. Even the one that crashed over there. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of the week. Some slew crazy going on now.
Traffic,
Hope you enjoyed it. Remember to hit like, and I'll see you in a few days. I have no idea what's going on with slew there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Take care, and congratulations to Christopher.